I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the micro market, because I think it drives home just how pivotal of a time this is for real estate. There's a lot of talk about people leaving the city, and we can find stats and anecdotes to support that narrative. We can find stats and anecdotes to refute it. But I want to focus on a couple of areas that we talked about earlier in the year as bellwethers for the market: Lincoln Park and Logan Square. Contract activity, June versus June in Lincoln Park was up 38.6%. Logan Square up 42%. It's not just those two neighborhoods. We saw in July of this year, we saw the most homes under contract in the city that we've seen in at least 2 years. So my question is, to paraphrase Mark Twain, has the death of the city been greatly exaggerated?
Wildly. Yeah, I think that it's a fun thing to talk about. You know, when you're at a party and nobody knows what to talk about that's interesting, they talk about taxes, right? So you have to have that conversation. Same thing about leaving the city and how terrible the city is. It's just a narrative that people banter about. But in reality, the number of people who are leaving is much smaller than the rhetoric, in my opinion.
Mike?
Yeah, I mean, people also talk about this big trend about leaving the city and moving to the suburbs, just leaving the local area. And we, without a doubt, we have seen people make that choice. But what we've really seen is the suburban markets have benefited because they've been over-inventoried for the last few years. The city has been under-inventoried for years. We've seen, we're sitting in a beautiful new construction building, but we've not seen a lot of new construction condominiums built in the city. Most of what's been built have been very small apartments, and there are people that are looking to try to get out and get more space. But I think what you're seeing in Lincoln Park, in Logan Square, and these other neighborhoods, people are moving up into larger spaces. Some of them are going to be working from home more, so they can't live in a one bedroom, or maybe they're a couple and they need an office, so they need a third bedroom or space. You're seeing a lot of people that are continuing to make big investments in the city of Chicago, and I don't see that changing. I do think the suburban market are going to see some benefit from families and people who want more space. But no, the city is vibrant and just an incredible place to live, and that's not changing. And we are seeing those trends, and the numbers prove that out.
You got to remember also, after 9/11, people said nobody was going to live in a high-rise again, and everyone was fleeing Manhattan, and that was the end of Manhattan. 3 years later, you had record high prices, and you had this renaissance of luxury high-rise construction in Manhattan. Same thing in Chicago. We had a lot of things go wrong over the past 6 months. COVID. A lot of the rioting brought in fear. The CPS strike prior to that, kind of like its own storm. So you are going to see some movement to the suburbs, but I don't think it's going to be, vast at all.